Please note that the data and programs represented in this demo are not reflective of any actual government program. The data is notional mock data. Hello, my name is Bob Harford. I'm the Business Intelligence Practice Lead for Buchanan and Edwards, and this demo is on Virtual Earth. Virtual Earth is a geographic information systems product that, along with a companion product called GeoAnalyzer, allows you to project data onto maps of the world. Okay, Virtual Earth and GIS capability. The maps are interactive, so where in the world the user wants to analyze and what data gets projected onto the map, to a large degree, is up to the analyst. iPhone-like apps. So just as the Mac iPhone has applications and can be customized, such as to show where the nearest restaurants are, Virtual Earth and GeoAnalyzer can be customized to show, for example, where disease outbreaks are occurring based on the World Health Organization data. And the main point is that we're focusing on answering the where question. So you can display information such as disease outbreaks and where your employees are located in Excel in a tabular list, but it's often more useful and has a greater impact and is more easily understood to display that information on a map. Okay, I've started up my web browser and gone to my SharePoint site, which is a customizable website that's focused on typically on a particular area or work group within your business. And on the bottom here we have a map of the world, and with various flags or push pins on the continent of Africa. What these flags represent is the amount of training that's occurred for UN peacekeeping missions. The darker the flag, the more training that has occurred. The lighter the flag, the less training. The push pins are supplied by GeoAnalyzer, which is a product put out by Monitor Analytics. The map is supplied real-time by Virtual Earth, which is Microsoft's equivalent to Google Maps. One thing I can do is I can zero in on the map, and in fact I could keep going down to the street level if I wanted to, but I'm not going to do that right now. One of the things I could quickly do is I can say show the top 5. So there are my areas that have the most training that's occurred, and then my bottom 5. In addition to looking at the number of soldiers trained for peacekeeping missions, I can look at the number of training sessions that occurred. So now I've simply flipped the metric. I've gone from looking at the number of soldiers trained to the number of training classes that have been provided. Again, the darker the flag, the more training classes. Okay, so flipping back to number of soldiers trained, one of the things I can do is I can zero in on a country, in this case Benin, and I'm going to perform some additional analysis. So I can look at, for example, when this training has occurred. And I could see it's in 2007 and 2008. Or you can look at things like the deployment status. These are the different. MONARCH would be a UN deployment under French auspices, France auspices, if I'm not mistaken. So anyway, you can get into a zero in on a country and do some bar charts and traditional analytics to understand the underlying data. The other thing you can do is filter the information. So if I wanted to just, instead of looking at the past 3 years, I can just look at the current year funding. So right now I'm looking at FY 7, 8, and 9. If I wanted to just look at 09, I can do that. So now all of my training totals, as well as my number of training classes, is going to be filtered and restricted just to the current fiscal year. So anyway, now you can see my number of soldiers trained has actually dropped quite a bit. Number of training activities have dropped. So again, a lot of tools here to project data and different types of data onto maps of the world. Let's go ahead and while we're at it, why don't we zoom in, see what it looks like. You can get down to the actual rooftop level or very close to it. So let's assume that this happened in the Nigerian country of Lagos, if I'm pronouncing that correctly. Anyway, you can see I'm continuing to double click, drill in. Now I can shift over to the aerial view, and I'm really getting a keep drilling down to a street level, rooftop level now of the city in question. Okay, so that's a general look at how, if you were training UN peacekeepers, how you could display this information onto a map of a world to spot trends and see how your training is going. Using those same products, which is Microsoft's Virtual Earth, which is the Google Maps type application, GeoAnalyzer, which allows you to put those push pins on the maps. In that example we just went through, the push pins represented training activity on the continent of Africa, all within the context of SharePoint. Here would be another possible application for that. You can give your employees traveling to Africa a Garmin eTrex H GPS device, and what that enables you to do is to capture your latitude longitude setting where you're standing. So in other words, wherever you are in Africa, you have this device, you capture the exact latitude longitude numbers. You can then customize the GeoAnalyzer to capture the World Health Organization's RSS disease outbreaks feed. RSS stands for Real Simple Syndication, and really what's going on there is World Health Organization is periodically pumping out data on worldwide disease outbreaks in XML format is typically the data exchange format that's used. But anyway, they're pumping out this data that can be captured by your application. That would take some customization, and a rough guess would be 1 to 3 months of labor. And then what this would provide is a ability to generate auto alerts via email or cell phone text messages anytime one of your employees in Africa is within a 100-mile radius of a new disease outbreak. So the concept there is, it's no longer requires active participation to stay on top of known issues. The computer applications are capturing the necessary data from WHO and other providers. The GeoAnalyzer is synthesizing and displaying this information onto an easily understood map, and then SharePoint can be used to generate the automatic emails and cell phone text messages anytime the information so warrants.